You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond. Fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig. And 99.9% reliability at any hour. In any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie Esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon Ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost Energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long.
White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG Gamer Subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what wall it is, but sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injustice, no J-Naps.
High ground, probably.
Probably T-Corral.
Either Skippy or T-Corral.
Croc. Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played, Webkins.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top masts.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can buy.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room. Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really, no. I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
I'm Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie Esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it. Gotta be the Mounties Esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different, makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long.
White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG gamer subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but Sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injustice, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably Tea Corral.
Either Skippy or T-Corral.
Croc. Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played. Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top masks.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can buy.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room. Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really. No, I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2. Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie Esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it. Gotta be the Mounties Esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At Breezeline, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie Esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost Energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long.
White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mounties GG Gamer Subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but Sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Justin, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably Tea Corral.
Either Skippy or Tea Corral.
Croc. Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played. Webkins.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I play. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top man.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can play.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room. Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really. No, I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2. Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie Esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it. Gotta be the Mounties Esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie Esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long.
White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG Gamer Subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what it is, but Sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injustice, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Either Skippy.
Welcome everybody to the PIEA01 channel for another insane Marvel Rivals match. Today we have a great thing coming up for you. We got Elizabethtown as the away team versus, or I think is that the away or the home? Excuse me.
I think it's away team.
The away team, yes, is what I was saying. And Spring Grove area being the home team here for a best of 3. I'm joined by Mott and Neva. Mott, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It has been a while since I've been able to cast some Marvel Rivals. Work gets in the way, but I woke up this morning, I saw it was raining outside, and I said, I don't feel like going to the office today. So suddenly I was free to take over and cast some more amazing, Marvel Rivals with our two universes. That always happens, guys. Y'all know I be flexing around, but Elizabethtown and Spring Grove returning for another season of PIEA. We already had the bans coming through. Bans already committed onto some new characters that I rarely ever see get banned. Magic from one side, Doctor Strange from the other.
It looks like the Magic ban is kind of interesting to me that you say so, because it is something we don't see a lot. So I'm thinking that they're going to try to keep their backline alive as much as possible. That Magic ban is looking to, stop that flank dive or anything from that specific matter for one-shot combos. So I do think that that's a pretty good ban for having someone like an Adam Warlock with no mobility on the enemy team. Or on their team,
Whoa,
excuse me.
Chill, he has movement now!
Oh, yeah, you're right!
Glide.
Oh,
he got a little
man.
something!
He can fly now! He can fly now!
A little Knuckles glide kind of action, a little something. So he is finally, in my heart of hearts, finally gonna be a little more canon to his movie form, right, of course, but with that in mind, right, we're not going to see an anime ban, thankfully, for now. We are going to see a couple of other bands come through, though. We are going to see the Invisible band coming through, as well as the Mantis. A protection of the Jeff. This is what Wildlife is well known for, is playing that Jeff, even if he's not really meta, or if he is meta, he'll still play him, no matter what, because you have Lord Jeff. Why not expend it and get some new, fresh plays coming by combining things like it's Jeff and a bunch of his also teammates that are still available to the character?
As you said, it's the power of the cute little guy, the little Jeff guy on the team. That's, no matter if he's meta or not, he's still gonna get played, especially by Elizabethtown, is what we're seeing so far. Another ban over on the Emma Frost. I think that Sonic Seduction is a really strong ultimate, so banning Emma Frost here is a great idea, especially if you want to just hold that front line a lot more actively, and also just keep that pressure up without having to dwindle away or hide behind any terrain. So that Emma Frost ban makes so much sense to me.
It totally does. I mean, Emma Frost has been a very consistent ban for, I think, since her release. I would say she's been really, really good of just taking her out of the fight more often than not, right? On top of that, Psylocke gonna be joining her dive brethren in that ban. Of course, Magic and Psylocke both, of course, not in the field. Neither is that Spider-Man. At least for Spring Grove to expand here. For the protections, I do like the use of not just the Winter Soldier, but also the Luna Snow protection here. And mind you, a very large lack of a Gambit ban, which you can see Dino is already starting to use to his benefit here. But in the meantime, we have a couple of our teams lining their characters up. We have a an Elsa Bloodstorm mirror also happening between whoa, I can't speak English. This one, Black 9, and that could not be any smaller. Wow, hey, that's not even in this overlay, so I don't even know the name, but we have Elsa Bloodstone mirror happening here.
We'll call it Elsa for Spring Grove's team. Over on the Elizabethtown, we could say Kita-san is who it is. As you say, we can't even see what it is on Spring Grove. But as we begin, 23 minutes left on the clock for the beginning. We got all of our heroes ready for the fight over Domination. I'm excited for this match, man. I'm excited for the Thing. Here's the thing about him. He's a Thing. That's it. That's all I had. I tried to make a joke about the Thing, but it just didn't land. Let's go ahead and continue with the match as we have a countdown going in.
I got his name. It's Klix. Klix.
Klix,
I had to literally go into the player information sheet, copy and paste it into Word, and then expand and make the text bigger so I can read it. We have Klix on Elsa Bloodstone on Spring Grove. In the meantime, looking like we're going to start things off very nicely here. Big anti in the back line. Now here comes the actual engagement coming in for Spring Grove.
Exactly. Plant Shooter coming in with the haymakers on the Thing, getting some right clicks here and there. One's already dropped to half HP. That's the Doctor Strange. Gotta just force all the way back, and there he goes down to the Rogue of Silence. Silence has done what they do best and silence the enemy tank. The Rat Eater coming in, taking out the rest of them. Silence is one, though. It's a good little trade back, and now it's an even playing field, except Plant Shooter's there to get the trade going back in the favor of Elizabethtown. So right now, they do have the point in them, and now they're just pushing up to the spawn, the Spring Grove. Falling back a little bit, but still applying that pressure, still making sure that their presence is known.
No, for sure. Unfortunately, Super Guy going down early, and then you're forced to use that Rocket Res in the meantime. And you were able to kind of continue that fight off, but mind you, Spring Grove do not have the point. Elizabethtown already have garnered 33% of the objective in their favor. They have ults about to be expended as well, notably the It's Jet from Wildlife, who has been very much chilling in the backline now, going to be using it, getting 3. Do we even find the edge, though? Ooh.
Big grab and just gets away at such little HP, taking out 3. Elsa Bloodstone trying to come back, but looks like they're going to go ahead and fall as well. as the rest of the team is going to go ahead and try to get this fight in. The Growltrox comes in, able to take out a couple with Silence's help there. We have Jeff healing up everybody right now, but Plant Shooter is not done. Finding that Luna Snow, getting those haymakers in, jumping in and taking them out without a second thought. Emma Frost, Silence, oh no, excuse me, that's not Emma Frost, that's Rogue. Silence is going to go ahead and get Silence herself as the Rat Beater is coming in on the thing of his own, but he gets trapped, able to escape just in the nick of time as the next fight's going to begin.
I mean, some hard hitting ultimates coming up, right? We did, as you mentioned, see the Rogue come out with the ultimate as well. But we have 5 check marks from Spring Grove, 4, I'll say 5 upcoming with the Bloodstone, about to have his ult online. We see the Fable Throws expended first, combining with the Ivogamo. Doesn't get anything, a double stun, but not too much thereafter.
Still have plenty of ult on the spot, and there is fantastic. And the Gallshark coming in from the opposite side as well to secure a kill for Elizabethtown. Some more fights coming in and some more bullets and punches going in as well, as there's 2 going to go ahead and fall on Spring Grove's side, and the rest will go ahead and fall as well. Merchus Miss going ahead and taking out one, but is going to get traded out instantly for the team wipe, and Elizabethtown taking the first round in Hell 7.
Absolutely amazing work, and it's unfortunate because, again, Spring Grove had a lot of really hard-hitting ultimates. In fact, actually had, if not more, by one, of course, one extra ultimate in the back pocket. We're unable to expend Kin Kills' CYA machine, or not CYA machine, excuse me, the Carbon Yard Empire. Couldn't even expend it in the meantime. Same thing with Christmas. Doesn't get the extra 1% to have the last judgment, which would have likely been the finisher there for Elizabethtown. But the nice thing here going into this next round of Hell's Heaven is you have 2 ultimates definitely online here. You can easily combine that Rocket Raccoon and the Punisher together to really put a word of hurt onto Elizabethtown. And unfortunate for our advantage right now for Elizabethtown, they don't have anything. They have closest to maybe the It's Jeff for Wildlife. Yeah, you'll get it, but unless you get that 70% on the board, or you get that point at 50% on the board here, you don't have access to the edge of the map. You don't. There's a barrier there that will not go down until after 50% of the point is completed. So you have a little bit of time to work with, and ideally Spring Grove do come in with the advantage now having both CYA and Last Judgment online.
Most definitely. And now we do have a Moon Knight coming in from the Spring Grove side as well, but he's going to go ahead and fall way down, especially getting antsy there. Finding another tank in their backline, though, as Silence is going to go ahead and try to get some damage in, but they are forced all the way up out of the side, as 2 is going to go ahead and fall on the Spring Grove side. The fight's going to go into Elizabethtown's favor. They do still have those ultimates, as you said. But it looks like they're not going to be used here, as it looks like It's Jeff and Khonshu's Wrath are coming in just in the nick of time. Let's see if It's Jeff's able to grab anybody. No, not able to see anyone in there. Jeff falls. Looks like this might be a little bit of a flip, as Moon Knight's going to go ahead and lead the charge here, taking out a couple, see if they can get another in. But looks like it's clobbering time coming in on Plant Shooter's side to go and stab off any type of attack, but it's not going to be enough. Spring Grove takes the point, 29% on Elizabethtown's side.
Yeah, they didn't even want to expend the clobber time, so that allows Spring Grove to get a flip really early in the objective. I mean, only 20% garnered here for Elizabethtown. Spring Grove taking a good amount, 10%. They're definitely going to get the lead here at the very least, and they, again, are going to have the backup of the CYA machine, the CYA Amplifier online. Of course, that damage boost and the shields on top of that are so good to stabilize, especially in these smaller engages, which are also really good for Moon Knight, right? That area effect, you're not going to get rid of it fast enough. Neither is the Plant Shotter taking down the mirror match. It actually goes over to Stupid Guy in the meantime.
And we see the Rat Beater coming in with the enhanced Hulk form, trying to go ahead and get some hits in here and there and everywhere. Haymakers coming in from Stupid Guy right now as we find Silence almost down to 1 HP. Clicks is going to go and get revived there. And there, Rogue is taking all the power, but Silence is going to go ahead and fall just immediately. Not able to get as much impact with that old Wildlife taking out Stupid Guy, and that is some more kills going in the favor of Elizabethtown, but we have Clicks able to answer back with 2 of their own. Ultimate's going to be online as well against the Elsa Bloodstone. Has to fall away, though, because they are going low on HP, and it looks like the rest of Elizabethtown is going to go ahead and fall and dwindle off of the point for Spring Grove to go ahead and take it.
They sure will, but they... No, yeah, they sure will. They're losing their members one at a time. A stagger onto Commander, not what you need right now on the Mr. Fantastic. more so is a death onto wildlife. Yeah, it's just unfortunately because of the spam damage from this Moon Knight, even to an extent the Punisher as well, to an extent the Cloak and Dagger. It's difficult to traverse these extremely narrow hallways, being constantly pelted down by a Terror Cape, by the Ankh, by something. The hint of Khonshu being online as well does not help whatsoever. Clicks can use it whenever they really want, whenever he really wants to. However, it's gonna be the Rat Beater taking down one of the big members from Elizabethtown, the Rogue, and now we're just going for a complete ensemble of kills.
The Rat
and the point
comes out. The point! The point was forgotten about from Elizabethtown's side, so it looks like Spring Grove is gonna take that round. We're gonna go to round 3 on map 1.
I didn't even notice. I was so into the fight. I was so into everything happening. I just completely forgot that the point was gonna get capped right then and there. And again, Spring Grove, a little bit reserved in their ultimates. Mind you, Kin Kills has been holding on to the CYA since the end of round 1, right? The entirety of round 2, Spring Grove did very, very well. Of course, with the imperative swap off over to Moon Knight for clicks here has to really be the best one. Not really want to take that Elsa Bloodstone mirror against Kitasan, but now we're walking into a third point. We see a couple of swaps here. Silence has now gone over to Angela. Dino Shimino goes over to the Adam Warlock. Wildlife, of course, stays on the coveted Jeff and even has an It's Jeff to expend here and actually gonna be able to actually pull it off easier because you and I both know the lava on this specific sub-map is a free reign here for any Jeff, any Moon, any Spider-Man, any displacer character.
The fight's gonna go ahead and begin as we have a turret set up on the left side coming in from Spring Grove side. Looks like we have a Rocket Raccoon with the CYA online, ready to go and get a bunch of damage if need be. That's the only ultimate we have on Spring Grove side as well. The point's gonna go ahead and get unlocked here, as some health is gonna go ahead and dwindle down here and everywhere. We already lose Wildlife on the Elizabethtown side. Spring Grove showing a dominant performance right now, taking out a couple more as they continue to show they are not going to back down without a fight. Point's gonna go ahead and go to Spring Grove's side as we have 5 ultimates, online.
Really do, but the unfortunate thing is losing a couple of members early. Silence also kind of goes right back out. Doesn't want to die early either because we're still waiting on Dino Shimano to actually get revived and in that spawn room. On the meantime, we do see a swap off of the Bloodstone goes over to Phoenix is Katasan, and I do love Phoenix here a lot. She is still a menace with her burst damage potential. But what's more important is taking care of these Ankh, because if you don't, you get damaged, and then you have a turret form Punisher looking at you all the way from across the map.
Forcing your Penn shooter all the way back and falling really low on HP as well. Here comes It's Jet from Wildlife, taking out a couple teammates, but getting up one enemy. That is a Cloak and Dagger, though. Pretty important strategy to have out of the fight. So it might be able to win them something. However, it looks like they're not able to stabilize quite as well as they lose 2, and Spring Grove is still holding on to this point stronger than ever.
Also on that note, a very difficult strategist to get rid of. Her ability to stabilize herself is so good. Of course, the bubble, Terror Cape, Cloak doing his own damage. Rat Loser, she was not going to go down no matter what. And then we're going to re-engage with one of the most devastating ultimates in the game, the Final Judgment.
And we didn't even need to use the COA for that one. Final Judgment was there to clean up a couple to secure the point even further for Spring Grove. As Elizabethtown does anything and everything it can to group up here. They're slowly running out of time. 73% right now. Silence on the prowl. Has an idea of everyone, but no one knows where she is. Oh, Heaven's gonna go ahead and call here, and here comes a big ultimate. But it's only able to grab one, and an exile comes out immediately onto Silence, just negating the entire ultimate. Able to grab 2 though with the skewer, but not able to get a kill off of there as she goes straight towards the lava. And there's a Clobber in Times coming in with the Armed and Dangerous to secure the rest of it for Elizabethtown. Let's see if they can go and do what they need to do here.
Yo, Clicks, you Loki take this? Clicks, you got this? Clicks, you got this 1v5? You got this? Oh, we committed. Whoa, we are committing ultimates in a 1v6. Whoa, I don't like that.
Play from Elizabethtown here. Wildlife just playing with his food right now, sitting at the edge, able to take out the Punisher there with the use of the It's Chef. Was it the only enemy in the ult? Oh no.
I believe so. Yeah, well, that was the only enemy there. I mean, Spring Grove, they were all dead. I thought I was like very interested to see why we committed and it's Jeff. But either way, we still have the benefit of the oh my goodness, her ultimate. Oh my gosh, I know the name of it. I promise. The Gods of Death. There we go. We have the Gods of Death locked and loaded, but in the meantime, Rat Loser comes back with the Eternal Bond, which is gonna be a really big one. Same thing with the Monster Hulk, ready and loaded for Rat Beater. Wow, I love that. Look at this. We're gonna start things off strong with the Goddess of Death, though.
Goddess of Death comes in as well to try to stop that Mega Hulk from coming in. He finds one, able to see if he can get a kill on there, and just like that, Silence is able to take out one, but there's a trade back from the Rat Beater. Now it's going to be a 5v5 situation. Coming in, Fight's going to go ahead and come in, and there's an Mega Hulk, so going to go and get another, and Click's able to get one as well. Looks like Spring Grove is taking the advantage here. Nice little clap there. 1 HP getting out of there. The Rat Beater is showing us a very strong performance right now, and there is the res onto the Warlock and the kill on the Warlock as well. Spring Grove showing how they can close out a game. All they need is an inch and they'll take a mile. Go ahead and get the first map after Elizabethtown tries to get there.
I still think we shouldn't have used Jeff ult in the middle of that fight. I'll say that right now. I don't think we should have used Jeff ult, only because we knew the Eternal Bond during the clobber time in the second to last fight. It got rid of Rat Loser early, right? She was not able to expend her Eternal Bond. That's fine and all, but Wildlife, we might have seen something different if Wildlife was able to keep his own It's Jeff and leave the puddle, the torrent of healing on the floor there. That would have been at least able to contend with the Eternal Bond. But at the end of the day, it was a really, really, really close match. I mean, really came down to just the lack of care for Clix's Unks as well, which we've been new. Moon Knight, Squirrel Girl, all these very spammable characters excel on your domination maps. Hell's Heaven is, of course, no different. When you're being pelted down by tons of spam damage in one area where you're trying to walk from the spawn room and get to the point, you gotta get rid of those onks, bro. They do way too much damage, and Clix knew that and forced a bunch of swaps off at Bloodstone. We went over to Phoenix. That didn't work either. We tried going to Angelus. Didn't work either. Tried going to Hella. Didn't work either. Nothing was working because we're not getting rid of these onks. We're not respecting the Punisher in turret form. We're not walking with confidence. There's no passion. I'm kidding. But
there's no walking up with a giant shield. And that's also what I wanted to point out, is that there was really no shield hero on the side of Elizabethtown. So there really wasn't a lot of things to do against the spam that came out of Spring Grove. You know, they got the Punisher in turret form. You got the onks with Moon Knight. There's nothing that Elizabethtown could have done to combat the amount of spam that was on the team of Spring Grove. And I think that's just the first step to, unfortunately, losing a map like this. You know, you got to be able to answer back to what the team is throwing at you, and that literally means putting up a shield to what the team is throwing at you, which is a bunch of spam. So, and I just think if we saw something like that, Elizabethtown could have held like a little stronger of a ground here.
Yeah, they had a great round one. Don't get it twisted for 2 seconds. They had amazing round one, but once the Elsa Bloodstone mirror was gone, and it was kind of just the Moon Knight show, I will say, from Clix, that was really the kicker there. And also maybe not going to the Adam. I love Adam Warlock. I'm a big Adam Warlock fan. Always have been since season 1, when he couldn't even get his feet off the ground. But they try to go with something that had a res factor, like we had seen from Spring Grove, running the Rocket Raccoon, being able to consistently stay with 6 players because of the BRB machine, right? And they try to mirror that with an Atom. I would love to even just see a Rocket Raccoon mirror, just to keep that fresh, just to keep the BRB machine even on both sides. So that makes the playing field a lot more impactful for both players, for both teams, right? When you're working with Adam in the meantime, yeah, he has one big res, to be fair, his ultimate, of course, the Comic Revival, but he himself is so, even with the glide, even with a little bit of that movement he was blessed with, right? He's still a little bit, if you're not going for these DPS type of Adam playstyles, if you're not able to get the volley off, these one-off headshots, you're not going to get the value that you're looking for versus the Rock Raccoon, who's so stable in the back line, throwing in the healing orbs, having a beer machine locked in a corner that no one can really get to, because don't forget, we banned out a lot of our flankers. No Psylocke, no Magic, no Spider-Man from both sides. You're locking down a pick that could have maybe put a little more pressure on that Rock Raccoon, but Rocket knew, oh, no Black Panther, no Spider-Man, no Magic, no nothing.
Hey,
Give me a game with nothing.
I'm good.
Hey,
I'm good.
I'm good. I can do whatever I want, you know? So I ain't got no nothing. I just put it over there. We're chilling. A little arm pack here and there. We're chilling, right? So we do have Convoy, I believe, coming up next for our week 2 of Marvel Rivals games, and Convoy is always one of my favorite game modes, especially if you go over to Araco as our second map selection.
Oh, I'm excited for it. You know, I'm excited to see how Elizabethtown's going to answer back here, because from what I saw, as you said, first round was incredible. They're great players, all of them, great players. So I'm excited to see how they answer back for the map too. I'm excited to see what they do and how they can path their way to victory.
No, for sure. Araco is one of those combo maps that, like, it's interesting. I love it a lot. It's a really solid map. Point C can be a little bit of a head scratcher for a lot of our attackers. Defenders have a really easiest time because you're forced to go down an underpass, and trying to attack through the underpass when you're already at a natural disadvantage, being on the low ground and they're on the high ground, kind of, it's hard. And that little hill section is a little bit of a difficult one to attack through. But point A and point B are relatively solid, right? If you're able to get a pick here and there, if you're able to walk around and use some of the numerous passageways, the portals that are also on that map, you can really spring on the defenders really easily, especially if we continue to see the Moon Knight, if we continue to see the Rocket Raccoon, the Hulk, the Hela, a lot of these great characters. So we go into game, we start the bans once again. Both teams have a mutual first ban. Don't forget, it was Magic earlier and it was Doctor Strange. Will it be the same thing?
We do see some more. It looks like we do have a little bit of an anti-poke coming in on Elizabethtown, as Plant Shooter's going to opt for the Magneto so far. I think it's a great pick.
Love that.
We already do have a ban coming in from the Magic as well as the Doctor Strange. These are going to be pretty much exactly what we saw the last game. You know, the Magic is not being able to harass the backline, and the Doctor Strange ban there to just stop them from using any Eye of Agamotto, any mass stun. Pretty much without the thing. So I'm excited to see where they go from here. They do save the Punisher, which is pretty much, I'd say, is the Mercrismus's go-to character based off of what we've seen from last game and this game as well. So as the Hulk ban coming in straight from the last game. How do you feel about the Hulk ban mod?
I get it. Like, doing a little too much on the Hulk earlier. And honestly, I didn't get to mention this, but I did see something that did happen to Silence. When we were watching Silence up in the back line, right, kind of just looking down at his enemies with seething rage, and then uses the Angela ult, right? The reason we didn't get more off of that is because of one well-timed exile from the Hulk. And then Angela kind of just fell right on over, right? Unfortunate for as it is for Silence. That was a big thing. The constant use of the exile, being able to reinstate your presence with the Monster Hulk. It's difficult to deal with, especially on Domination. Now we move over to something like Convoy. It might not be as much of a problem, especially as we are locking in some of our more notable bans, notably the Moon Knight as well, more or less, really targeting clicks there in the meantime. And on the other side from Spring Grove, they don't want them to play Bandits. They don't want them to play Gambit. They're gonna continue to keep Kitasan on Emma Bloodstone, because, Elsa Bloodstone. I keep doing that, sorry. Elsa Bloodstone, only because he was doing well on the character. You know, he was doing great. Only kind of got forced off a couple of times, notably because of that Moon Knight, who is now banned.
Most definitely, and we do see some more bans coming in, some saves coming in. So we have a save on Spider-Man, so that's going to be a little bit of a backline disruptance coming in from Spring Grove side. So we'll see how they go and answer this back on Elizabethtown side. Hopefully they see that we can get something working out here. Hopefully we see Spring Grove show a strong performance, and Elizabethtown answer back to some of the things that Spring Grove throws at. This is an interesting composition that I like so far. I like the Penny as well. Pretty much just like solidifying a little bit of a stronger baseline, if you will, or at least like a backline, if you will, against Elizabethtown. So I'm excited to see how they use this one here.
Well, the thing is, Spring Grove knows Elizabethtown are always going to have Jeff, no matter what. Dino Shimano seems to be the flex of the backline here. We'll go over to Loki, as you can see, kind of hovering over the character. We'll go Loki, we'll go to Adam, we'll go to these other characters to supplement Wildlife and kind of allow him to continue to play Jeff to a very good extent too. Wildlife is a really good Jeff. I want to make sure that is known, right? But in the meantime, Spring Grove, I already see that you mentioned Spider-Man coming out was banned earlier. It looks like Elizabethtown did kind of know about Clix's Spider-Man in that previous ban phase. But we do see the appearance of the Vanguard pool, which I'm always down for. Love the Vanguard pool. Love the Deadpool line in general. The flexibility of that character is really, really fun, especially if you're playing Vanguard or Strategist Deadpool. In the meantime, though, we have the little guys. We got little guys, and now he's off the screen.
Little guys go away, and now it's time for fighting. As we have Merry Christmas over here on an off angle, taking a very, very strong turret presence here, destroying some of the runes that Loki has, and Loki's able to take out one, but being coming right back with a BRB is the Spider-Man Clicks on Gringo's side. Some more shots going in wide. They're forcing Elizabethtown all the way back, but the cooldown is going to go in and get exhausted there. So it looks like Spring Grove does have a little bit of a breathing room right now as we gear up for the next fight. Taking position is Elizabethtown.
Objective is already halfway through the first objective, and Clicks finds a kill onto the Bucky first and foremost. Commander Wolf no longer in the engagement. Now you can see how crazy this fight's gonna start breaking up, because you're walking into a 5v6 disadvantage here, losing Commander, who's all the way back over yonder in the spawn area. But unfortunately,
so close.
Thank goodness.
Clicks tries to go for the pull off of the map, but he almost went off the map himself. The Rat Beater coming in and taking out Dino, as Clicks is able to take out Wildlife. 2 kills from Spring Grove's side. This is boding well for their team. And looks like we have Merry Christmas over on an off angle yet again, able to take out Commander Wolf on the Bucky. That is a strong setup from Spring Grove's side. Able to go ahead and secure most of, if not all of, the way through. But Merry Christmas is going to fall off the map to Silence. Silence comes in on their tank Deadpool to scare him away. Silence is going to go ahead and fall to Clicks as the... Oh, and there's a clobbering time coming in.
That's huge.
As soon as I was talking, and it's Jeff comes in as well to take out 4. Such a big play. Oh my goodness. So much
I don't know how to tell you how beautiful that was, man. I mean, Christmas was up on the high ground. Great stuff with the turret form. Then kind of, chungused out, fell off the map. It happens to best of us. Is what it is, ain't what it ain't. Gets revived. Then a 4-man clobber comes in, and then you combo that with the It's Jet from Wildlife. That was so smart, and that was what they needed to stop this objective from going any further. You hear the Freedom Charge coming in from Rat Beater, which means we are going to start going in and being aggressive here.
The aggressiveness comes in, and Glow-Trucks is also going to go ahead and come in as well. Chris is going to take out one with the final judgment, and King Kills is taking out another. Looks like this is going to bode well for Spring Grove as some more ults come out. Clicks taking out 2 with the ult of his own, and there's a 3rd coming in. Can he get the 4th? He goes in for the 4th. Might be the final blow, but there to finish off the kill. And there's a checkpoint coming in for Spring Grove now. 3 minutes and 47 seconds left. Good time. Elizabethtown needs to answer back quick.
They sure do, and they do have a couple options, right? The Kraken's Impact is ready for Commander. There's not really anything. Whoa, there's Eternal Bond, right? If you're able to get rid of Rat Loser early, she won't be able to use Eternal Bond. You get to actually expend the Kraken's Impact and get a lot of value with that ultimate. Honestly, it's a lot, very much PTSD-inducing for a lot of Marvel's players. Commander X, or Commander X. Whoa, Commander Wolf takes a big kill on the deck, on the board here. We do see a trade-off of our DPS for a little bit longer. Commitment is the key here. Cart is still moving slowly. Once you turn that corner, though, things can always change for the better for Elizabethtown.
Swarthy just over showing a strong presence right now over on the card. No one's able to go ahead and get past him, as there's still some pushing up coming in. Looks like Silence is falling all the way back, and it's Jeff coming in once again from Wildlife on the back line of the Spring Grove side. Not able to go anywhere though, but able to go and get the kill on Swarthy Imp. Dino Shmino was there, and some more hits are going to go ahead and come in. It's some low HP for the Captain America as he forces himself way back away from the cart, and the clobbering time is going to go ahead and come out, but no one is there to answer back. Spider Time gets ignited, but that's going to go ahead and get CC'd all the way down, and falling all the way down is going to be Commander Wolf. There's some more fights coming in. Glow-Trucks was also ignited. Freedom Charge is there to go and save the point, save the push. We'll see if it's going to be enough, though, as some more fighting is going to go ahead and ensue. And I'm not sure if it will be enough.
Oh, now when you're hearing the Dirty Executioner, that's just not enough time for the Meteor Strike. Unfortunate. Great idea, but just a little bit too early on that commitment of the Meteor M towards the Final Judgment. So that allows Spring Grove to continue this aggressive push with a very big time pick of 1 minute and 45 left. And they're still getting kills. They're still getting progression. We still are looking for the Karmic Revival and the Kraken's Impact. 1 kill. Do we follow up on it with the impact, with the ultimate? We absolutely do.
Oh, but looks like the Kraken Impact is gonna miss! Cloak and Dagger is able to get that dismiss just in time, just negating the ult entirely, and looks like Commander Wolf is a fish out of water right now, able to answer back against the Spider-Man, but still not able to find a kill or anything else there, as he's forced all the way back to his team, and just like that, Rat Loser is gonna go ahead and take out one. Rat Beater's taking out another Swarthy Imp, and the Rat Loser taking out one more. Spring Grove is showing us what it's like to be the winners of this map as they continue to march forward without anyone stopping their path.
And they're going to continue, right? They want to kind of keep putting pressure as they push these guys further and further back in towards their spawn room. They didn't have to do all that now. We didn't have to do all that. We did not have to solo ult the Jeff. You deserve that from Dino. You deserve that.
Oh my goodness. I think it's personal at this point. I think it's personal. I think that's what it is. Oh my god, we have the Punisher set up in the back line. No one's turned around to look at him. Looks like he's gonna go and try to get a couple hits in, but not able to get any kills. Wait, he actually is able to get 2 kills. Quick's able to get another, excuse me, as Plant Shooter is running way back with Wildlife, trying to save their lives here to regroup for another fight. The Galtrox is gonna go ahead and come in though to get Swarthy Imp to come all the way back, but Elsa Bloodstone is now a fish out of water as Chris is able to take out 2 more. Plant Shooter running for his life right now away from the enemy team. Spring Grove is not stopping their trade.
Nah, they're not letting up. And they're letting these fights go further and further. First of all, the fade was absolutely well-timed from Rat Loser right there. I will give her credit where credit is due. And then you follow up with the Final Judgment. That's exactly how you push advantage of 4K on the field here for Christmas. Yeah, you self-res. We're going to go for the Karmic Revival. And everyone is right back where they started.
Just like that, Chris is still gonna pick up Dino Shmina though. That's pretty nice. It's Jeff's gonna come in and get 1 ally and 1 enemy respectively, but before he's able to spit out the ally, he's gonna go ahead and fall, and Clicks is able to take him out. It looks like it's gonna be a 4v6 right now for the team of Spring Grove being in the advantage here. They are remaining on top, and there's a lot of scattered Elizabethtown members trying to fight, trying to see if they can get an entryway anywhere. But so far, no one is able to answer back to anything that Spring Grove is throwing at them. There's a lot of fighting, but still, it seems bleak if you're on the side of Elizabethtown.
Looking worse for wear, truly. Wildlife is breaking some angles on that Jeff, but not without the infinite dive. It really does try. It's much more difficult to evade a Spider-Man. This fight is now going to almost to overtime. Only a quarter of a minute left on the time bank here, and we're losing people. No one even shooting poor old Commander Wolf, meaning we're not going to get that extra damage oomph after the inflated form. So it's just a matter of time, really, until this fight's over.
Oh my goodness gracious. And Clicks just being a backline warrior, showing why they saved that Spider-Man in the first place. He is just not letting them have any breathing room. First round is going to go ahead and go to Spring Grove's side with 3 seconds left on the clock.
Time to switch things up.
3 seconds is not nothing. It's something, but it's not really much of a time bank. But you made it 3 points is what really matters at the end of the day in this first to 2. That's the big thing as well. This is match point pretty much for Spring Grove. They've made it all the way to 3rd objective. Now the goal is to hold. You full hold as much as you possibly can. First, second, even a little bit of 3rd point. You try to hold as much as you possibly can. If you're at Elizabethtown, you're probably kind of kicking yourself about that, allowing that Spider-Man to go unchecked in the ban and pick phase, right? Because originally they had him banned out. Then they traded a ban for a Moon Knight and a Hulk ban instead. Maybe kind of regretting that decision a little bit more. So now you have to think about, okay, if you're Elizabethtown, if you're attacking now, what do you do here? Well, you see a couple of different swaps. I love this Ultron. First of all, Ultron. Big Ultron fan. I just love the weird strategists, the very like off strategist kind of vibe, right? I love Ultron. They gave him a buff to have 2 turrets now, or 2 robots now, giving that healing, which is so good. And if I see Kata-san commit to this Iron Man, it would be really fun, but
I think we have to hold that. There are little guys on the screen, and we must admire them.
There are little guys on the screen, and we gotta transport them to 3rd point. We have to save them. And that is just our goal.
That's the goal of Elizabethtown as we begin this next round. We'll see how they do in attack.
Oh, well, down one.
Looks like they're not doing as well so far, but hey, we'll see. Down Shmina's gonna go ahead and fall early on. We have McChristmas over here with a nasty off angle, doing a lot of damage. Clicks on the hit scan right now with the Phoenix. That's a really strong pick here, especially for someone like Clicks, who's a strong DPS as we've seen so far, or excuse me, a strong duelist. Some more fights is gonna go ahead and come in now. Elizabethtown struggling to go ahead and get themselves a little bit of a way towards the point that they need to go to. Commander Wolf taking a lot of damage, trying to go and sustain this front line here. But it looks like the combo of the Penny and the Groot is just too much to handle for Commander Wolf as he's going to go ahead and fall in. There's actually going to be a Deadpool coming in as well. Kitasan falling as well. That's a lot of the aerial combat down. So now all that Spring Road has to focus on is the floor as they try to go in and finish the rest of the team.
Well, I didn't get to mention how the defense competition here for Spring Grove was actually kind of nasty, right? The Groot, the Penny, both working in tandem. The Groot uses the walls, protecting the Penny. Penny has the nest right underneath him, and you're just chilling in this angle. You've been able to hold for about a minute and 15 seconds, even more so getting killed onto the opposing Vanguard. But Wildlife might be able to break the defense, but the Penny mines, I mean, it just shuts it down completely. You cannot walk without an explosion happening right at your feet.
Penny too strong right now. We see that the tank, and there's the strangling prison there is going to go and take out Kitasan Black on the Iron Man, and the Eternal Bond is going to go to get ignited there to get Elizabethtown out of the spawn room. Let's see if this is going to go and work now. Groot is going to go and fall to half HP, forcing themselves all the way back. Swarthy M on the Penny, still holding strong right now though. They do have Spider Time online. We'll see if they ignite it for this fight right now.
I need somebody to watch the right side and just get rid of this nest. Please. Not gonna happen though. Taken down by Clicks all in the off angle. Spider Time putting even more mines. I mean, you can't walk. Simple as that, you can't walk. Nope, you're gonna explode. Commander! Oh no, he's in there.
Commander! No, Commander's 1 HP. Get back, Commander. You don't want to fall here. Fate of Both Worlds was also ignited, but it did not do anything for Elizabethtown's side. Commander Wolf is gonna fall to Clicks, and still McChristmas in the back line with an off angle. This time joined by the Rocket Raccoon, taking some very heavy hits towards Elizabethtown's side. And as the fight's gonna go ahead and ensue right now, we have Silence swapping over to the Cloak and Dagger there to add some more support to the line of Elizabethtown. And it looks like the Rat Bear just has a strangling prison to answer back of everyone with a team wipe in the blink and you'll miss it moment for Spring Grove to take this fight victory.
I need someone going off angle. I do love the Magneto swap here from Elizabethtown. I like it a lot. You're gonna be able to kind of use the bubble and really take in a lot of that brunt damage and at least open up an opportunity for your DPS line for somebody to get rid of that Penny nest on the right angle. Here comes the Ansung Inferno. Not gonna find too much, only a little bit of that HP pool, a little bit of some Rocket Raccoon action coming in from Kin, and then Kin also gets a BRB machine. It's a never-ending abusive cycle that Spring Grove are putting onto Elizabethtown right now.
And we do see McChristmas with the final judgment way back in that off angle right there. Clicks and Swarthy able to take out a couple themselves, and that's going to be a third falling. Looks like the Wrath of Conscience is going to go and come in, try to take out anybody, but no one is there to be in the radius. The Rat Bear taking out one more. This group is showing us why you should not mess with the trees. This is the speaker of the Lorax right now, guys. He is showing us why he is a force to be reckoned with right now, as we do have a lot of ultimates online for Spring Grove side to answer back to anything. Fate of Both Worlds and Meteor M ignited as well. Meteor M is going to go ahead and get broken immediately though, as Silence is able to take out one, but it was a trade for Swarthy Imp. 5v5 situation right now. CYA is going to get used but exhausted immediately. Spring Grove kind of running out of options right here now, as Swarthy Imp's going to go and use Spider Time, but they're going to get stopped a lot. Spider Time going to be enough to stop them entirely though. Let's see if it is. A lot of hits coming in and a lot of health going down on the Elizabethtown side, but then we have the Galactic Legend here being ignited just in the nick of time, but not able to do anything as Swarthy M and one more able to take out two on the side of Elizabethtown. Elizabethtown just grasping for anything that they can try to grab to get this win, but it's just not coming out for them. Wildlife swapping over to the Loki to see if they can get any type of things going towards their way, but it's a full hold from Spring Grove's side.
a full hold 0 meters pretty much. Oh, 8 meters a little distance, but just nothing. Just could not break through the defense of the Penny and group. There was no help, of course, from having a Phoenix, burst you down. There was of course, the back line of the Rocket having the BRB machine at all times. It was just, unfortunately, a perfect storm against Elizabethtown. They were not able to, drive through it whatsoever. As unfortunate that is, we still saw a really great series at the end of the day. I mean, they were able to hold these guys up until third point with only 3 seconds left, but then Spring Grove, when they put pedal to the metal, they start really driving with 45 and 4 eliminations for Christmas. Following after that is, of course, Rat Beater with 39 and 3. Final eliminations, final hits, actually, 25 from Clicks. Extremely impressive from our defenders here, dropping a 51 bomb on the stream. Absolutely insane behavior. Also, the healing output, 34 and 29. I see y'all. I see on the back line, keeping everyone up during the absolute insane second round of Arauco. But that's it. That's a 2-0. That was best of 3, ladies and gentlemen. That was the round here in favor of Spring Grove.
And I do want to give a shout out to the Rat Beater and Swarthy Imp for the incredible tank performance that we saw here. As a tank player myself, I just love to see it. I don't know what to tell you, but it's just beautiful to me, to see such great coordinated play coming in from Spring Grove's side. But we do also want to give a shout out to Elizabethtown. I mean, they had some great moments in which they were, had certain off angles, and I'm just specifically thinking about that Angela moment. That was such a great time to dive in right there. But if only the Hulk wasn't there to exile, it would have worked out perfectly. I was so disappointed to see that.
I think Elizabethtown absolutely did a great job. Of course, we all need to make improvements. We all had things to work on. I do think the one little thing I would love to see more is more use of those ultimates, a little more smarter timings of them. That's I think my biggest thing, really. And then also not being afraid to experiment a little bit with your composition. We saw a little bit here and there, but mostly my backline. Only the very end did we see Wildlife kind of swap off over to that Loki. Maybe I want to see some more of that off-angle Jeff again. And I know Jeff kind of died in the off-angle kind of DPS vibe back in season 3 or 4, but we'd love to see a little bit more of that off-angle come in. We'd love to see a little bit more aggressive playstyles and just more Magneto also I think would be really, really good. I love whenever they were able to swap over to Magneto, especially in the face of a Doctor Strange ban. And also I want to quickly mention, Doctor Strange ban was low-key really smart because you have basically inhibited access to a portal, which... And let's talk about it. At the end of the day, that would have been the savior for round 1. That would have been maybe a playmaker for Elizabethtown in game 2 to not be spawn held for so long. But it is what it is, and what hindsight is, in fact, 2020. But that's only the second week of the regular season. We have so much time to watch and grow with our players, from all of the teams here playing in the PAEAC spring split. But that's not the only match we have tonight, isn't it? Or today, isn't it?
I think we have one more coming up right after this, is it? Yep. We have, and if I'm not mistaken, I probably am not, we have Franklin Regional Senior High School versus Penn Trafford coming in very soon. And this is going to be a Marvel Rivals game, obviously. It's going to be a best of 3, and I'm excited to see what this one has in store for us.
No, same here. So we're going to go to a very quick break and get our next high schools coming in ready and loaded and locked in for the next series for the PIA season. Don't go anywhere.
Running around like dollars in the wind, bending over backwards just to let you in. Yeah. I told you that one day ain't never enough. Tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and never. I was putting in the isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation.
Welcome back, everybody, to another match here for Marvel Rivals. I think it's week 2 here of the TEC series. This time we have a little bit of a different match coming. We've got a 5v6 coming in from Franklin Regional High School versus Penn Trafford. And I'm pretty sure it is, if I'm not mistaken, it's Penn Trafford with the 5. Or is it the opposite? Penn Trafford has 5, Franklin Regional has 6. So we'll see how this match goes. We'll see how good Penn Trafford can do when they're down a man. And, well, yeah, we're ready for some good Marvel Rivals.
Sure are. Again, we're working with a 5v6, as you can see, from Penn. Yeah, they're working with 5 people, meaning you're going to be down a Vanguard, you're going to be down a Duelist, or you're going to be down a Strategist. However you want to make your composition work, you just gotta move forward, right? With the side of Franklin Free Regional, they're just like, yeah, we're gonna run with all 6 and hopefully kind of get a nice quick 2-0 for themselves here. I'm already working with an advantage, and even more so, we're gonna actually work with no ban, no first ban at least for Penn Trafford. They decide, yeah, we're gonna leave that ban now. We're actually gonna go straight to our second ban, and now Franklin Regional, in the meantime, they said, yeah, we're gonna get rid of the magic and the thing here. Ooh, they're being a little silly in chat.
Yeah, it's a little silliness in chat. They didn't opt to not ban anybody. It looks like they're gonna ban the Daredevil now for this next one. It's gonna be, I think it's a pretty good ban. I think Daredevil is really annoying to play against, especially as a tank. So I like this idea of banning the Daredevil. See how they go for the rest of them. They are saving Gambit also, which is a very strong support to save. Get that anti-heal ability, as well as the final hand being such a strong ultimate ability, especially for if you're going into a 5v6. It gives you that extra edge just to stand a chance and just to make a difference in the team fights.
No, totally. The Raging Royal Flush is probably one of the best, if not the best support ultimate in the game right now. And will probably for a little bit longer until we eventually get a patch that addresses it and how effective Gambit can be, or is, in fact. With that being said, a couple of extra bans do come our way, including poor old Moon Knight, poor old Hulk taken down. Same thing with the Invisible Woman from Penn Trafford. In the meantime, a protection onto the Thing, so it's Mateo be able to play the character yet again, returning coming in from the fall season into the spring split. On that note, in terms of Vanguards, and especially in terms of protections, Magneto is back online for Penn Trafford line to play the character. Very well-versed Vanguard to use, especially, again, if you're down one already. Magneto's, I think, one of the only ones that can maybe kind of withhold a team by himself.
I do like the Magneto save here. Looks like we're gonna have a ban on the Mr. Fantastic, though, which, honestly, I'm okay with. But it seems like it's gonna be a little bit of a ban to try to make Penn Trafford not be as strong as they can, because Mr. Fantastic can, given the right circumstances, can hold his own in certain situations. So banning him outright, I think, is just going to be another attack, salt in the wound, if you will, for Penn Trafford.
And so something I do want to mention really quickly here for Franklin Regional is, even though we are playing a 6v5 advantage for them, right? You can never get comfortable. That's the big thing I do want to make sure is noted. You cannot get comfortable, because sometimes I have seen it with my own 2 eyes. I've seen people lose 5v6s, whether it's in comp, whether it's in more pro play. I've seen it happen. So even though you're like, okay, we have extra DPS, we have extra strategy, whatever we have extra, you cannot let things go awry, and you cannot get comfortable. You still gotta play at your best, and the same thing goes Penn Trafford. You cannot let yourself start dooming from minute 1, being in a 5v6 disadvantage for these guys. So with that being said, comps are starting to line up for everyone. We do have the return of Scarlet Witch. So Penn Trafford working with a 1-2-2 split here, 1 Vanguard, 2 DPS, 2 strategists, and Franklin Regional are of course working with the more traditional cut of the 2-2-2 composition line here. 10 seconds until we actually see these guys exit the spawn rooms and see how Penn Trafford are going to be working already in a 5v6 disadvantage.
And if I had to choose any tank to solo tank, I think I would genuinely be, I would choose Magneto, you know, because he has so many tools at his disposal that he can use to just save his entire team in a single team fight. And I just think it's incredible to have as a tank, you know, both having the big shield that can negate all projectiles and also just having those bubbles that can go on him and his teammates simultaneously. I think it's just an incredible thing to have.
No, totally agree. I think Magneto is one of the most flexible, well-rounded Vanguards in the game here, and we're starting things off very strong for Franklin Regional, already rotating over to the point here, and they're going to cap it first. Fight hasn't even really officially started. We're just kind of poking each other out right now.
Some more pokes going in, and it's Mateo just in their face right now, not letting up at all whatsoever, forcing a lot of cooldowns over in Penn Trafford's side to see if they can go and survive in the rest of this team fight right now. Elsa Bloodstone taking some pot shots coming in from behind the Vanguards, a safe area to go, especially with the Neon Nyx on the Hela as well. And there's Lace Ace coming in, taking out, outlasting on the Magneto. That's just their entire defense on Penn Trafford gone. So there's genuinely nothing that Penn Trafford can do here unless they want to, you know, just run in and throw all the old charge at the enemy.
That's the thing is once your Vanguard goes down and you're also getting these unfortunate staggers right onto Hitreg, that's not really what you want to see, and you have to constantly regroup. Cyber's bad getting a little, fortunately, the latter half of one of these eliminations for themselves, but we do have a good plethora of ultimates just from Penn Trafford kind of being trapped in this area. Now, the map is starting to shift as we do hit that 55% marker. Map starts to change around. We actually open up the coastline as well from the window on the right side. So things are starting to be, we can get some more creative plays here for Penn Trafford. They really wanted to, but now we're going to start things off with a meter M and a 3K already from the jump.
Lord, looks like Neon Nyx is not holding back at all whatsoever. We got Hitreg over here with the Kraken Impact online, just at an off angle right now, waiting to see if he can grab anyone. Tries to go in a couple shots and tries to go in for the punch, but misses them all completely, unfortunately. It's not looking good for him. Tries to go in another hook, but misses that one as well, and that is going to be him falling with a little bit of a stagger on Penn Trafford's side. It's going to be more time for Franklin Regional to go ahead and have this point in their hands. Outlasting, going down immediately once again, and clobbering time is coming in, and Neon Nyx taking the last kill as the final hand tries to come in, but it's not going to be enough. Penn Trafford falls with a pretty convincing loss here against Franklin Regional.
No, for sure. They fall, unsurprisingly, unfortunately, not being able to use any of their ultimates, being constantly stuffed out by Neon Neeks, by Lace, by basically the DPS line mostly. And then, of course, Mateo expending the clobber time is of no help. You know, you're being stunned and you're like, oh, I can't move anymore. But now we go into the secondary round where you're going to have 5 versus 3 ults on the board here for Penn Trafford. Yeah, you can maybe do like a little Royal Rage and Flush from Cyrus Bat, maybe combine it with number 1's reality erasure. You have a couple of options, of course. We do see a swap, so now 5 goes to only 4 online ultimates. But if we do feel like the Invisible coupled with the game will help Penn Trafford survivability a little bit more, then I'm pretty much down for it. Otherwise, you're working against Franklin Regional, who do in fact have WoW 1 here's Karmic Revival, which means, hey, at any point, you might have an advantage, and we have all 6 members back for Franklin. So it depends on how you open up this first objective, how you open up this map here is what you need to be wary of. Also, Fishman on the left hand on an angle, also something that Franklin Regional needs to also, or Penn Trafford needs to be a little bit weary of.
And already we have a lot of health just dwindling down over and over again. NCO's already going to get exhausted from Penn Trafford's side as Outlasting tries their hardest to stay in the fight right now. Point's going to go ahead and go over to Franklin Regional side as Meteor M comes in. Oh, that's not something you want to see at all, as Outlasting is going to go ahead and fall into the lava pit after missing their Meteor M. Wild here is going to go and get that res one on the laced ace, and 365 Gamer taking out Cyrus. Going to be a little bit of a trade there from that res that we saw earlier. Neon Neeks taking out Hit Reg, and they are still not holding back on this hit scan. This is a sight to behold as the rest of Penn Trafford try their hardest to hold on. This is not working at all.
Invis boundary.
Trafford?
Yeah,
Okay.
we use Invis Boundary before the fight, and there's a Goddess of Death from Neon Neeks, meaning we don't have anything to negate it. Yeah, Rorbridge and Flush can be used here, but you're walking into, again, an uncontested Goddess of Death.
Uncontested Goddess of Death and a whole bunch of projectiles flying at the choke point there. There's really nothing you can do without anyone to hold the shield up. Nothing you can really do, especially when it comes to that invisible barrier. You know, that was a great idea, but I just think it was a little too close into the choke point there, not able to allow them to push out past the choke point, onto the point at all.
It's 60% of the point already in favor of Franklin Regional, as unsurprising as it is, still holding on to the Kraken's impact and reality erasure from our DPS line of the Penn Trafford team here. But Franklin Regional are starting to really go into their space a bit, actually forces at least one ult to be used, but we get so far back in the back line, it's an easy punish for our current defenders.
Kraken Impact's gonna get ignited there, but not really able to find anyone on the point as 365 Game is taking out Outlasting, and there is 82% over on map 1. Meteor M comes in. The laced ace able to take out one. It's gonna be a trade after Zaz number 1's able to take out one of them their own. And the reality erasure is online. We'll see if it's going to go and get used here. 92%. They are probably not going to be able to touch here, and that just might be the round going in. Meteor M comes out, and that's going to do it for the round. Franklin Regional is going to go ahead and take out one map over Penn Trafford.
Best of 3, by the way. We only have one more map to go for Franklin Regional to take the 2-0 in the series and move on with a good standing in the regular season of Week 2 of the PIEA Marvel Rivals bracket. However, it is, you know, it's a little bit of a bittersweet kind of moment. Yeah, you're winning the maps, but also you're winning 5v6s, you know? So, to an extent, you want Penn Trafford to come back with all 6 of their players at some point. You want them to come back a little bit stronger. This today, I think, is a matter of we want to play the game. We're home. We want to play the game. We update the game. We're ready to go. Let's just play the game and call it a day, no matter how it goes. And I can always commend that from our students at Penn Trafford. Franklin Regional, how of course, are dropping a big amount of elimination. 16 and 14, respectively, is Neon Neeks and the Laced Ace. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit of a tougher game today for our people at Penn. And you know, we go into second map of Week 2, which is always going to be Convoy. And last map we had a Rocco. You have the option of a couple of maps at your disposal for a Convoy. So we'll see where they want to go next.
And I do want to give a quick shout to Outlasting PR on the Magneto. They're able to block, I think it was 18k mitigated damage. That's not easy, I should say. It's really strong to see, really good to see that a Magneto player is just able to, you know, be there for their team rather than just, you know, obviously they did lose the game there, but he was still there for his team, and we saw it firsthand. We saw it in front of our eyes. So it was just great to see all around, in my opinion. But we are going to go ahead and go to a little bit of a break after map 1. We'll see if Penn Trafford side, no break, excuse me. We're actually going to go right into it, but I'm going to ask you a little bit about the game, Mott. Tell me,
what's up?
What did you feel that Penn Trafford could do if they wanted to turn this around at all?
Get a sub. I'm kidding. Oh, well, no. If you want to win a 5v6, right, you need to start... Okay. In my opinion, it's going to sound crazy. You need to start playing some bad characters. Moon Knight, Squirrel Girl. Just characters that really make the game a little bit more unfair for people who are skilled at the game. And of course, I'm not saying Penn Trafford are not skilled players. Both these teams are very, very skilled. I'm sure that we had 6 people from Penn Trafford. We see maybe around 3 of Hell's Heaven, right? But I say that because... you want to trip up the team that's having all 6 people in. And sometimes you can kind of just do that with an Ankh, with a Squirrel Girl, Primary Fire, things like that, right? So that's something that I do want to maybe put out there is play some, with no better words to say, play some brain dead characters like that. And keep the Magneto, though. Magneto's great. Again, we both love Mag because he's a great all-rounder Vanguard. Even your backline can kind of be more flexible. You play Rocket Raccoon to get a free resurrection for your 5 people, which we do see Cyberspat is kind of hovering over Rocket so far. I think that's also a really good option. If you want to go for a more res comp, just go for an Adam Warlock at the same time. Or if you want some really good survivability, maybe stay Gambit, maybe flex over to that Luna Snow. But those are some of my suggestions as we do move on back over to Oraka once again for Convoy. And now we're going through the ban phase once more. And there's the Adam Warlock ban. As unfortunate as that is, I still think it's pretty impactful because you also don't want to give Wild One here free 6-man reses, free 1-man reses when you're already at a player disadvantage.
When it comes out, it looks like there's going to be a Magneto ban on the side of Franklin Regional. Looks like they're just going to try to go right after Penn Trafford. They saw the impact that Magneto had on the game last game, and they just were like, yeah, we're not having that happen anytime soon. However, where is a thing ban? So it looks like it's going to be a tank that will be able to be CC'd. So it looks like Hitreg is going to just work magic on the magic there. And we'll see how that one goes all around. But also we save a Scarlet Witch, which in my opinion, I think having a strong ultimate such as Reality Erasure on your team is something good if it's remained unchecked, you know? So I think it's a pretty good thing here.
Well, we also have to use it. That's also a big thing I do want to mention real quick. Zaza's #1 fan was not, or no, I just add a whole different part to your tag. I'm sorry. Zaza's #1 was not able to use Reality Erasure really at all. Now, maybe it'd be different because we're on Convoy, so you have a little bit more breathing room with actually moving a target instead of being held to one area, like Domination, for example. So we might see a little bit more of that Scarlet Witch come through from Zaza's, and really start to put some hurt maybe onto Neon, maybe onto Laced Ace. On that note, we're also going to be going for a target ban back over to Laced Ace, taking out the Elsa Bloodstone, the newest character in the roster, of course, just recently allowed to be played in the PIA Spring Split. In terms of protections, looks like we're going to have not just Scarlet Witch, but also the Gambit reigniting for Zapatron, and then for Franklin Regional, they're deciding, hey, we want to keep Neon on Hela, we want to keep Wild One here, maybe on that Sue Storm if you want to commit to it.
I think that Sue Storm is definitely going to be strong here, especially with, you know, someone like the Thing. It's like he's actually been banned. Excuse me. Someone, especially going to be like someone in the tank that's not as shield focused, you know. Something like that can just stop anything from coming in and just lock your line of sight for the enemy team entirely. And I think that's just an all-around strong ultimate ability to have, especially on a support, or excuse me, on a strategist.
No, for sure. And we do see a couple of last-minute swaps coming in from our defenders of Penn Trafford. Cyberspat is off of the Rocket, so we're not going to have the advantage of an instant res or anything like that, but we are going to have damage boosters online for that Mantis, maybe committing onto Zaza, maybe committing onto Hitreg, right, on those duelist lines. Outlasting, as you mentioned, goes over to the Thing, banning it out for Franklin, but also having it for themselves here. Might be a little bit of an advantage because you'll have the clobber time, you'll have a stun. If you can land it on this incredibly mobile roster, Black Panther, Hulk, even Hela with her bird form to an extent, I'll include her in that as well. So you gotta land it. And on the defense, we are in there. Oh wow, we are trying to go for a very, very big spawn hold, and Outlasting immediately gets gets exiled and runs right back out.
Outlasting was trying to get some haymakers in there, but not able to do a lot. 365 Gamer taking out 2, Lace Ace and Neon Neeks taking out 2 and 1 respectively, and that's going to be a fast little wipe. Cyrus Bat left alive, just gone away from the team fight as Franklin Regional push up. We get a little bit of swaps coming in. We have an Emma Frost, excuse me, coming in. For the tank of Penn Trafford. I think Emma Frost is still a good pick for a tank here, especially solo tanking. Silent Seduction is still a very strong ultimate ability, so if left unchecked, if left unexiled, crazy stuff is going to happen here. 365 Gamer taking a little bit of a point here, trying to be in the face of the enemy team right now. And then we have Mateo coming in, jumping right, being in that face as well. And there's 1 kill. Mateo coming in with the exile from a long range away. 365 Gamer taking out 1 more. It's going to be a 2v6 as Outlasting tries their hardest to outlast the enemy, but they fall as well. And that's another team wipe. And the point going to Franklin Regional.
You know what's interesting is I actually love Emma Frost here. I think she's actually a fantastic solo tank in the right hands, but the way that Franklin Regional actually changed up their strategy, right? They were like, oh, we can kind of overall Magneto, get rid of his cooldowns, and then you know, kill him early, right? But then this time it was actually, or not Magneto, sorry, it was the thing we saw earlier from Outlasting. The thing that was actually really cool from Franklin though is they completely changed up their target priority when they saw the Emma Frost come out, because Emma Frost is great by herself, but when you kill the rest of her team around her, then she becomes a little bit not as useful, you know? So that was a really good pickup from Franklin Regional as the next 5 stars to really open things up. Outlasting super low and just kind of jump roping between life and death, and there it is. Lace Ace, first kill on the board.
Couple dashes here and there from the Black Panther, go and secure the kill there, as we have Fisherman taking some more pot shots over through the Choiker to go ahead and heal up his team for the rest of the fight here, and it's going to be Zapatron on the Gambit himself, trying to keep his team alive as well. We do have the Royal Flush online, but it's not going to be used here as Neon Nix finds a nice shot and a couple more to go ahead and get 4 kills from Mateo as the rest of the team is going to go ahead and fall there. Mateo taking up 1 more. Zapatron running away as the point's going to fall to the Franklin Regionals once again. This is not looking good for Penn Trafford.
Not at all, but at least when we go to, I was gonna say we have some ultimates, then I looked over to the right side of the screen, I was like, we have 6 from Franklin Regional, so that might just be the ender here if you want to use the Dance of the Butterfly. Whoa, wrong ultimate. You want to use the Gods of Death, you want to use the Invisible Boundary, all these great options, right? Even mirroring the Rage and Royal Flush, but it looks like we do want to proc it here. Yeah, Gam may not be falling. Zap does commit alongside the Reality Erasure all the way from the high ground, forces the Invisible Boundary, which does find a shutdown. That all we have done now, though, is even up the playing field.
That was definitely the shutdown that Penn Trafford needed, but are they going to be able to secure the rest of the point and stabilize off of that? I don't think they can, as the rest of them fall. Outlasting, swapping over to the Adam Warlock's going to go ahead and fall immediately as Lace Ace is taking out Zaz's #1, and that's going to be a little bit of almost a team wipe coming in as Meteor M comes in from 365 Gamer trying to take out Outlasting, but the right click is there to finish him off after the res, and Mateo's there to take out Zapatron, and there I think is going to be the end of the round.
They can't go for a touch, only 2 more meters left, and yeah, they can't do it. Then there's a Hope Beam by blocking your exit out of the spawn room. It's going to be a big 3-0 here, actually regaining 20 extra seconds from the original time bank of 4 minutes to push the first point. Very impressive from Franklin Regional, but also, I mentioned earlier, it's bittersweet because you're winning these maps, but you're also winning 5v6s, you know? So it is what it is, and what it ain't. Penn Trafford have a load of work here when they are now flipping sides and now on the attack.
We'll see how they go ahead and do this. We got some switches coming in. We have a Rogue coming in as a tank for Zapatron this time. I think I like that one. Rogue is going to be an interesting pick here. Not a shield, but still able to be a force to be reckoned with, especially with that ultimate ability, able to steal that ult charge from the enemy team. That's going to be something that you have to watch out for, because you could just be like 99 to ult, the next thing you know, you're at 85, and you can't have your ult for the next team fight.
35 seconds until the hour of reckoning is upon us. Once again, Penn Trafford are, if you're just tuning in for the stream right now, Penn Trafford are working with only 5 of their players, unfortunately for today, but they're still wanting to play. They want to get ready, and they want to at least have a little bit of play time in the PIA Spring Split. Franklin Regional, of course, are opting with a 6-man roster, and why not, right? It's a good way to at least bump up your standings for the chance to play in the playoffs, of course, which was absolutely a fantastic time last season, and these guys want to go right back to their glory. Now, we do see the same composition. Some swaps here. We have Neon back, of course, on that Hella, but they are going for a full spawn hold here.
We'll see if that's going to be possible here, as 365 Gamers taking a lot of CC hits over from the E of Scarlet Witch right now. Neon Neeks taking a couple of pot shots towards the spawn, being forced out a little bit of a way to try to get some extra better shots over here. Hit reg on the Mr. Fantastic is going to fall immediately as Neon Neeks is able to find a nice headshot over on them. Lace Ace taking out Zapatron there, and it's still going to be a spawn hold as the rest of Penn Trafford fall back into their spawn. This is right there. There's nothing really that Penn Trafford can do right now as Franklin Regional is just in their face. They have to do something, and quick.
They really do, and it actually might be worth it to go Emma Frost just for the ability to force displacement with the grab, with the kick, things that can kind of move some of these players, because none of the characters on Friendly Regional are CC immune, of course, having banned him out earlier, the Thing, who I'm talking about, but they're trying their best. It's a lot of damage output. You might actually have to swap to a triple strategist composition, maybe 1 DPS, maybe, or even like a 2 Vanguard, 1 DPS, 2 strategist line here, because even having the 2 DPS is not enough to overdo the power of Franklin Regional, but maybe having 2 Vanguards might be a little bit of an easier option to, you know, soak in more of that damage.
I do agree. I'd say, you know, honestly, 2 Vanguards here with 2 strategists, I think could be the case here. I think they also probably should, who knows, keep the Mr. Fantastic. I'm not sure, but we'll see how the rest of this game plays out. They keep the same comp, and there's still a setup coming in from 365 Gamer on the Penny Parker, as there's the ultimate, or not the ultimate, excuse me, that's going to be an aura coming in from
we're in there.
Yeah, they're in there. That's they're just in there. It's Jeff comes in from Penn Trafford to go and try to secure everybody, but no, not able to get anything as 365 Gamer is able to take out Lemon Rogue. He's going to ignite that ult, not able to get anything there as she falls immediately, and looks like Hitreg
leave Hitreg alone. Yo, we killed Hitreg. Yo, my man was doing the Lord's work over there. He was dancing for free. It was a free show. I can't believe it. I can't believe this how you do Hitreg like that. No,
they just don't like a free show, it seems.
They don't like a look, another free show. My man went a little bit closer, so he.
So they didn't try to mess with
Let me leave. Oh no, my goodness. Let me do a little dance. My little dancer dance. Wait. It's huge. It's big.
Ooh,
it's massive.
Takes out 2. That's a really good couple kills there. One on the Penny Parker, one on the Invisible Woman. Might be able to go ahead and get out of spawn here, as the Raging Warrior Flush is going to go ahead and ignite it from Franklin Regional now. They're going to try to secure this spot and not let them anywhere nearby. Zaz number 1 is going to get taken out by Neon Nix with a nice shot right before Cyrus back and reloading and heal them. Wild One here is going to take out Cyrus back, and it's Venom. It's Devour time. Comes in from Hitreg, able to take out 1. That's the Hella down, and that's a lot of hits going on to the Iron Man, forcing them all the way back. Wild One here going to go ahead and fall as well, and this might spell a good thing for Penn Trafford if they're able to hold on here, but it may not be enough. Outlasting, and one more is going to go ahead and fall to Franklin Regional, as the Spider Times are going to get ignited yet again. This is going to secure the rest of the area for Franklin Regional as Penn Trafford try to get out of it with the It's Jeff from Outlasting. Not able to do anything though. Final 10 seconds left in the clock. Can we see a full hold? It's looking like it.
Oh, you absolutely will be doing so. Even the addition of the invisible boundary is absolutely no help to the attack of Penn Trafford. Franklin Regional not wanting to go anywhere. We also have the maximum pulsar cannon coming through, and it just kind of hits my own teammate. Did not kill anyone, but we do get a kill onto Hitreg, and that's going to be the unsurprising 2-0 here for Franklin Regional. Again, working with an extra player, it makes all the difference. Even Neon's like, my bad. Let him get up. Next time you gotta let him get up. You gotta let him get up. You gotta let them do their thing.
Yeah,
but Penn Trafford,
off, you know?
Penn Trafford putting a good effort. You know, even wanting to play today, knowing they were down 1, I commend them. All they wanted to do was play the game, and honestly, I've been there. Let me log on, play the game. Don't care if it's gonna be a wash. Let me have fun. I hope they did have fun.
I hope it was a great time for every player in there, most definitely. Franklin Regional is going to go and take the 2-0 victory here against Penn Trafford. Unsurprising, as you said. This is going to set them up pretty far in the bracket, but as you did say as well, it's a 5v6, so they're not going to get the most practice out of it.
No, not really, right? And that's okay. Sometimes you kind of just have games and it's just like, you know, it's not gonna be. It's nice that this is early in the season. Thank goodness it wasn't like week 5 qualifying for like playoffs. Like it's like a make or break kind of match. So it's fine to have these kind of matches happen in the very beginning. You can always make up those standings later in the season. Knowing Penn Trafford, I think they can absolutely do so. This is one little marker in their history, right? So I am fully confident that we'll get them back in full force by next week. But Franklin Regional have always been a team to look out for. Very strong pool of characters, especially if you try to ban out some of their favorites. They don't care. They have a bunch of other ones they can kind of filter around and flex around with. So with that being said, that is our final game of the stream today, and absolutely some pretty good series here, despite both of them being 2-0s. One of them was extremely close, and the other one was just unfortunately a 5v6, but still extremely fun to cover and watch.
Most definitely. I do have to agree. I think that all the matches today were just incredible. You know, some great Marvel Rivals to see. I love the amount of teamwork and the amount of dedication that each of these amazing players have towards their team and towards the rest of the series. So it's just, it's awesome to see, as I always say, because I always believe so.
No, absolutely. You gotta keep it that way. Kind of keep that positivity. And I think that's one thing we're gonna tell Penn Trafford. Just keep it up. Keep up the positivity. Keep up just keep playing. Keep it up. Don't let this kind of boom you or anything like that. Finley Regional, great job as always. And now, like I said, that's the end of the broadcast. So big shout outs to my producer and solo observer Echo20, keeping us looking nice and pretty and centered, and not like I'm 5 feet tall. I look tall right now. Thank you, Echo, and for always catching the amazing action in game. And helping our teams also get themselves ready. So big shouts to her. And that's all we have. So we'll see you guys next Thursday for some more PIEA Marvel Rivals action. And catch us in the rest of the week covering Rocket League, Overwatch, and everything in between from Monday to Thursday. In the meantime, we'll see you guys until next Thursday.